the most intriguing Christmas ghost stories I've read this season is by Rosemary Timperley. It's called The Christmas Meeting, and it was originally published in 1952. I read it in a marvelous collection called Chill Tidings, Dark Tales of the Christmas Season, which is one volume in the Tales of the Weird series. The tale is genuinely spooky, but best of all is its ending, which raises more questions than it provides answers.
Fucked up fairy tales with Liz.
Ding! We meet a woman, presumably in the author's era of the 1950s, unmarried and middle-aged, celebrating her first Christmas alone in her rented room. She doesn't feel bad about it per se, but she does feel unusual at the circumstances. So when a young man accidentally enters her room, she is not put off by it at all. He's very kind, he apologizes quickly and offers to leave, but when he realizes that she is also alone for the holiday, he tells her that he too has found himself solo, and they commiserate over their circumstances. She learns that the young man is a writer, and his writing is what's kept him from his family this year. The woman understands how a crowd can disrupt the creative process. The man introduces himself as Francis Randall, and they discuss his work, which is a memoir in the style of a diary with the occasional poem. Francis pleads with the woman to read his book, getting increasingly upset, so she decides to make a pot of coffee. When she returns with the coffee and a plum cake, the young man is gone. She has her coffee and cigarettes alone, picking up a book from the collection housed in her rented room. She is drawn to a small poetry collection, which she realizes also contains a diary. When she turns to the Christmas Day entry, dated 1851, the diary recounts a bizarrely familiar story. That the author took a walk that day, and upon returning to his room, found a strange woman waiting there. But after they chatted for a short time, the woman disappeared. He presumed that she was a ghost, and it said that that was just as well, for he was feeling very ill. A publisher's note accompanied that entry, noting that the author of the work died that very night, and despite attempts to connect with the strange woman, who was presumably the very last person to see the author alive, no such woman ever came forward. Chilling, right? Rosemary Timperley was a very prolific writer who specialized in ghost stories. I can't wait to read more of her work, and I highly recommend the collection I first read her in, which is by British Library Publishing.
Fucked up fairy tales with Liz. Fucked up fairy tales with Liz.